England against the Wallabies. This has the look of one of the games of the weekend, to be fair. It's two teams with Australian coaches. It's Eddie Jones up against Michael Cheika. Two coaches who arguably this year have been under more pressure than anybody else. Eddie with the Six Nations results and a loss on his tour of South Africa has kind of been under a bit of scrutiny. Cheika this year, apart from a win over Ireland, and if I'm not wrong, one commenter suggested it in the comments, the only team to beat Ireland this year, as far as I'm aware. So if there's a bright side, that's it for the Aussies. Apart from that, it's not been the best season for Cheika's boys leading into a World Cup next year. So yeah, pressure on both teams to win. Recent history between these two teams is all England. The last 5 results have all gone England's way, and they have met kind of semi-regularly. 2017 and 2016 end-of-year tours, both wins to England, and then 2016 also had the English doing a tour of Australia, and they swept the Wallabies 3-0 in that one. So average score over those 5 games, 35 points to 20 to the English. So it's been a pretty one-sided affair, as I say. Reasonably high scoring, kind of average score of 55 points overall, you know, between both teams. So if nothing else, we should get a pretty entertaining game. And the press conferences with these guys are always entertaining to watch as well. So expect some fireworks in this game, I would say. I'll put the teams in the description so you guys can have a full look. But obviously England are coming off that win against Japan. A narrow loss to New Zealand, and a kind of close win over South Africa. So England should be in a pretty good place in terms of form. Jamie George is starting at hooker, which is perhaps a little bit surprising. He came in for a fair bit of criticism here in New Zealand for that line-out throwing in that game against New Zealand. But Hartley's on the bench, so I guess he can always come on if things don't go according to plan. But one would assume that lightning's not going to strike twice. I guess we'll see. Chris Ashton, he's injured, so it's either... I think the way I always heard his name said is Cokanasiga, but being Fijian, I would imagine it's Cokanasiga or something like that. I will take any feedback on the correct pronunciation of his name. But he's on the wing. All the English commentators call him Cokanasiga, so I'm going to go with that for now until anybody corrects me on what it should be. Nathan Hughes is available after he served a pretty lengthy ban, but he's only on the bench. Yeah, there's a few other changes. Courtney Laws, he's into the second row. Yeah, Manu Tuilagi's back on the bench. By the time I get this video up, he's probably going to be out, because that's happened to me at least once this November. The guy has got the worst luck with injuries. But yeah, hopefully he comes back and puts in a few minutes, because it's been a while since we've seen him in an England jersey and fit. For the Wallabies, I think they're going to be playing in the Indigenous jersey this week, so that's cool. But they've left Beale out, and he's the biggest proponent of the Indigenous jersey. So that's interesting. But I mean, obviously you got to pick on form more than anything else. So he is totally out of the 23, which will be the first time in a while. So it's playmakers Tamua and Foley at 10 and 12 again. I think I prefer Foley at 10, just me, but yeah, Cheeks wants to see more of Foley at 12, so I guess we'll see how that pans out for him. Jack Maddocks, young winger, he gets a start, which it's been a while since he's kind of had a run. So that means Israel Folau still at fullback, so expect him to be taking a fair few high balls. Pocock is named in the starting team, which is good, because he was rumoured to be out injured after going off in that last game. But, you know, the big names are there. Hooper's there. Pocock's there. Rodder and Coleman continue on in the second row. This week it's Latu who gets a start in the number 2 jersey. So, yeah, there's a fair bit of shifting around. No Adam Ashley Cooper, even though he looked pretty solid in that win over Italy. Novalu is the man on the bench there. So, Hannigan's back on the bench, as is Simmons. So, I know some of our Aussie fans plus Phipps less than impressed with those 3. But yeah, man, I just want the Aussies to get things right. Last game for them for the season. I know England fans want to win, but even if Aussie clicks and losers, I'll take that. I just want to see a good game of rugby. And so far, Australia, with all those guys, talented players, as I said, have a look at them in the description, man. There's a lot of big names there. Haven't been able to click. I want to see it happen for the Aussies this week. This is the week it's going to happen. It's going to be a cracking game. Calling it. Don't quote me on that. But, yeah, the bookies have got England by 8 points. So, again, pretty comfortable favourites without being kind of All Blacks against Italy favourites. Hopefully it's a close one. Hopefully it's within 7 points and it goes down to the wire. Hopefully no controversies, no cards, even though there's stories that we need to see more yellow cards and red cards in this November tour. Yeah, we'll see if we can get a good game out of these two teams. And as I said, England have been on pretty hot form against the Aussies of late, so we'll see if that continues in this one. You guys have a look at the teams. Tell me what you think of the lineups and how you think this one's going to go. Do you think 8 points is a pretty favourable margin, or do you think it's going to be a bit closer than that? And yeah, I'll talk to you again soon. See you later.